What's going on, y'all? This is Josh from Team Super Shoe. Welcome back to a special edition of The Shoe Show. We are not talking about my daughter's favorite shoes, Elsa shoes. We are talking about the one and only Corey LaJoie, the shoe of NASCAR, and just anything NASCAR related. This is the special edition of The Shoe Show. We are going to be talking to our buddies Sean and Mike. They're going to be jumping on, and we're going to just talk about NASCAR, talk about Corey LaJoie's year so far, and we're going to be talking about our favorite moments in NASCAR of a comeback. The year has been a little bit of a struggle for the Spire team, but I'm looking forward to some better results the next 20 races after. And without further ado, hang out with my buddies, Sean and Mike. All right, y'all, we're back and we're here with our buddies Sean Borger and Mike Bostic. How you guys doing?
Doing pretty good. How you doing today?
Doing all right. Mike, how you doing, man? How's Charlotte?
And still growing like a weed. It's hot down here, man. I'm so ready for a reprieve from the heat. It is ridiculous. But other than that, it's good. How about you, man?
Doing all right. Yeah, it is also hot. It's like 95 degrees out today, so I'm over it, man. So we're getting together. This is the bye week special, I guess, on the Shoe Show, and getting together to chat a little bit since we don't get any racing that we get to watch. And it's Father's Day, so happy Father's Day to you guys. But I wanted to talk about the season so far. This is almost the midway point of the season. We're 15 races in. We have another 20 to go. And just kind of wanted to talk about, Corey's season, how he's been doing, and how the team's been doing. And so let's start off with the good. Corey's best finishes so far. You got Daytona 500. He finished 14th. Vegas was 15th, not too far out of that. And Atlanta, he finished in the top 5, or he was finishing 5th place. And their first 3 out of 5 of the first races were top 15. So that was pretty cool to see. You had the Bristol Dirt. He finished 19th. Dega, he finished 14th, even after getting spun at the start finish line by, McDowell. I think he was like 8th or something before he got spun. And then Dover, he finished 18th, even though being walled by Suarez, and he had gone all the way up to 12th before Daniel Suarez got us. And Kansas, it was 19th after a rough day of running around 30th. So even though that wasn't really a race that I want to go back and watch, it was cool to see us figure out a way to finish 19th in the top 20 with the struggling car that we had. A lot of good calls by the team up on the box. So as far as the worst finishes, we've had kind of a few stints. We've had Coda, Richmond, and Martinsville. He finished worse than 31st in all 3 of those, and those were back to back to back. I got to be honest, it actually upset me so much that the race after that was the dirt race at Bristol. And I'm not a big fan of the dirt race at Bristol, but I protested purposely because I was like, man, I can't. Corey's not a dirt guy, and I can't see another 30th place, and it's just hard to stay positive sometimes. There's also just a recent stint. We're recording this before Sonoma. So his recent stint of Darlington, Charlotte, and the Worldwide Tech or Gateway, we wrecked twice, and we had an engine failure or some type of part failure. And even in Charlotte, we wrecked the same way that we wrecked in the race, from a tire failure in practice. I think it wasn't not qualifying. I think it was practice. So I wanted to talk about that. statistically, Corey has had his worst full-time year. He's only, I think this is his 4th year. He had 2 years with Go Fast, and now this is his 2nd year with Spire. And I am starting to question whether or not if this new car is really equaling out the playing field, because I've seen you had Michael McDowell leading laps at Gateway just recently. Colleague has had some good success, and you've even had Rick Ware Racing with some good speed that they show up, and they've even outranked us at times. It makes me wonder, do you guys think that the new Gen 7 did it really equal the playing field, or are we seeing even more of a separation from the top teams versus the small guys like Spire?
Oh, I do think it's an equalizer. I really do. I think the car is still so new. Yes, we've been 15 races in now, but it's still so early in this generation car that yes, the big teams have it figured out. The big money guys, they have it figured out. But I think given more time after this year, I think things are going to start equaling out a little bit better. The back running guys are going to be more competitive. So I have faith. I think things will start turning around for a lot of the smaller teams. And I hope Corey starts getting the finishes that he's shown he can do, especially with the new car. So.
Yeah. I don't think it's equalized it as much as I would have hoped it would have. However, I think when you look at like the first 5 races of the year, 3 times, being in the top 15, that wasn't something that we pulled off with, great ease, the last couple of years. And so I think that's encouraging. I just think we've had a lot of bad luck, man. That being said, I feel like this was going to be a tough year for Spire, a small team that's trying to figure out a brand new car with, limited staff and a limited budget and, all the other things that we hear about. I think I'm most excited for, some second visits to some of these tracks that we've already been to this year. Listening to the scanner every weekend, you hear Sparks at the end of the race going, good job today, man. Sucks. It is what it is, but I've got some stuff, that we can try, when we come back here at, whatever time. And I have faith in Ryan Sparks. I believe that he has the capability to get it done. I just think that he's trying to learn it just like everybody else. So it'll be interesting to see certainly what happens in the second half.
Yeah. I'm, we're all just fans, and we don't know the inner workings of these cars and all that they're doing and what they're going through. But me and watching from the TV, it seems as though Spire is having struggles, whether it's a tire pressure, whether it's a setup. We have no cheat notes like we have in the past. I mean, even last year was a good I thought it was a success for the 7 car. We had a lot of good eye-opening TV moments, and I thought that we were in the right direction. And now I feel like it's kind of a step backwards, because now we have to start all over again from the bottom up. So I was thinking about it, and I feel like, yes, the bigger teams have found more speed than Spire has. But I am starting to believe that it's because it's starting to show who has, the money and who doesn't, and who has the employees and who doesn't. And I ended up doing some research. Hendrick has around 600 employees, and that's for 4 cars. And I don't know, I guess they don't have Xfinity or Truck, right? They're talking about it, but
yeah, Hendrick is talking about doing Xfinity, but yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, they have 600 employees. That is a heck of a lot of people running on one car. What is it? 150 per car, whatever that would be. You got Trackhouse, another team that's on the rise this year, brand new team, but they took over an already established, race shop, and they're at around 130. And then you look at people like Spire, they are around 30, and that's 2 cars. And I don't know if that also equates to the truck or not. I know that they kind of do off-site work with that as well. So I'm not sure exactly where that truck is being taken care of, but just to me, I look at that and I just, the amount of resources Hendrick or Gibbs or whoever has versus somebody like Corey LaJoie, like it's no wonder that, they can't keep up as well. But it also makes me more proud of the accomplishments they do have. It's a different feeling being a fan of a team where you understand the true inner struggles versus a team that, like Hendrick, where they're just, they have been so successful. They have money's not an option and they're going to be the top dogs. So it'll definitely be a different feeling to be watching Corey in victory lane someday, because it'll feel like a true accomplishment, because he truly had to dig from the ground up. Same thing like Chastain or anybody else. So speaking of the season, we got 20 races to go. The only way is up, and Spire, I believe that they're going to make a comeback. They're like you're saying, Mike, they're slowly making their progress and they're making their notes, and Ryan Sparks is figuring things out little by little, and I'm sure everybody else behind the scenes is figuring all that out and have good notes. And so I feel like we're going to have a better second half of the season, and we'll finish it off with a positive note. I wanted to ask you guys, since we're talking about Corey hopefully having a little bit of a comeback and is finishing the way that 7 car should be finishing, what is y'all's favorite comeback story of NASCAR?
I would say my all-time favorite, being from Wisconsin, growing up, I was always Alan Kulwicki fan, hometown, fan favorite for me. So my favorite comeback story is his 1992 season, coming from, with 6 races left in the season, being 278 points behind. The next 5 races, 5th at Martinsville, 12 at North Wilkesboro, 2nd in Charlotte, 12th at Rockingham, and then 4th at Phoenix, put him about 30 points behind Davey Allison going into the last race of the year. The last race, fittingly enough for him, was the Hooters 500 in Atlanta. He got approval actually from NASCAR that race to run the Underbird, the famous Underbird on the car. So he got permission to run that. During the race, he actually clinched the most laps led, so 5 extra points for that. A gearbox issue took out Davey Allison. And then actually Bill Elliott won the race, but Allen clinching the 5 extra points, finishing second, gave him the championship that year. So to me, that is my all-time favorite comeback story in NASCAR.
Nice.
Well, now that we've heard from senior analyst Mike Joy up in the booth,
Stats.
Did all the homework. So mine was not that in depth, but mine goes back to April 2005 with Jeff Gordon in the 24 car. Martinsville, it's inside the first 50 laps, guys, and they've already found a way to go 3 laps down. They had an issue, I believe, with the right front, something with the wheel hub. I'm not sure. I don't even want to say, because it could be ridiculous. Let's say they had to change a wheel bearing or something. Either way, they lost 3 laps and still found a way to not only regain all 3 of those laps and get back to, lead lap competition, but they won the race. And if you go back and watch that, it's kind of cool, because if I remember right, this was way before, the whole lucky dog and, the wave around and all this and that. I mean, you had to be ahead of the leader when the caution came out in order, to be able to get your lap back. And so it was a little bit harder, if you will, a little bit bigger of a feat to have accomplished. So again, being a Gordon fan growing up, that was a hell of a day, man. Inside the first 50 laps, you're looking at your dad on the couch going, well, this ain't looking too good. And then before you know it, you're all happy and your driver's in victory lane. So definitely my favorite comeback. How about you, Josh?
Well, it's not necessarily because I'm a fan of Tony Stewart, but when I think about comebacks, I think about the 2011 season of Stewart driving for his own team. So he it was a third season for Stewart Haas Racing. They had a very inconsistent season. He finished top 10, but then he would finish lower than 30th. They had constant problems with their setups, and he was very vocal about it. Sonoma was actually his lowest stretch of the season, where he roughed up a few guys, and then they ended up getting payback, and they threw him into like the tire barrier off the last turn before they take that sharp right, and he was backwards, and that car was trashed, and it was a interesting wreck that I remember. Tony started saying in interviews that if they had 12 playoff drivers back then, or the chase then, and he was saying if I get in, it's a waste of a spot for somebody that can actually go and win the championship. And then he somehow ended up finished the regular season at Atlanta, where he was able to clinch his way in. He got a top 10 there, and was able to get into the playoffs. When he got into the playoffs, he won the first 2 races off of fuel mileage, specifically the second one at New Hampshire, where the leader lost. He was in second place, so I mean, obviously he earned his way up to be in that spot. But the leader lost, or he ran out of fuel, and Tony passed him, and he ended up gaining the leads in the playoffs because of that. Why kind of 2 wild card unexpected races. You then had Dover, where Tony finished 25th, 2 laps down, and he went third in points. And then from there, it was a struggle to get back to the lead. And Harvick and Edwards were leading it then. Halfway through the chase, he was in 5th. And when he was in 5th, 24 points down, he ended up letting go his crew chief of Darian Grubbs, ended up telling him, hey, you're not coming back next year. So I can't imagine. I don't know how they kept, I guess they just must have a good relationship, but I'd be pretty ticked if I was fired halfway through the playoffs, but then he ends up leading them to victory. Tony ended up winning Martinsville and passing Jimmy Johnson, but he passed him on the outside on the turn, which I think is a pretty commendable, pass. You can barely do that. And he was able to win that race against Jimmy Johnson Martinsville was always Jimmy Johnson's track, and that he passed him and didn't bump him out of the way, didn't go below. He had to go above him. He ended up going to Homestead, where Edwards led him by 3 points, and he dealt with issues several times throughout the race and had to go from the back to the front twice. And once he got up to the front, there was then a rain delay where they had to duel it out with 36 to go at the end of Homestead in the championship. And Stewart ended up beating Edwards. Stewart won the race. Edwards came in second. They tied in points, and the only thing that separated them to determine was the how many race wins they had, and Stewart beat him. I don't know how many there was a difference of, but there was the only time in NASCAR, and probably the only time that'll ever happen, especially now with the championship and the amount of how they eliminate everybody. But that always have stuck out to me, that I felt bad for Carl Edwards. I wasn't a fan of either one of them, but it's just, man, that guy got so close so many times. So, well, I am looking forward to the rest of the season. Like I said, I think that Spire is going to be able to rebound. We keep writing notes, and after a while, we keep going to the same type of tracks, 1.5 mile, 2 mile, super speedways, what have you. I'm really looking forward to Atlanta. That's where he got his top 5 earlier, and that was one of the most exciting races I've seen ever. And it's not just because he finished 5th, but it was just totally unexpected, and that's definitely a race I'll replay several times. Daytona, me and you, Mike, we're going to be out there representing Team Super Shoes, so Corey better pull off that dub there, and Nashville's coming up. Is going to be the next race before I guess it'll be next week now. He's going to go to Nashville, and he got 15th last year, so I'm hoping that they are able to get another top 15. So, you guys have anything else?
Yeah, I think Corey is an outstanding, super speedway driver. He's proven it time again. Atlanta, with the pack racing they have there, I know he's going to do amazing at that. So I know he'll turn his season around. I know he's gonna. I've got my fingers crossed, all 10 fingers, 10 toes, that he pulls out a win this year. There'll be some celebrating in my household if that happens. So I know he'll turn it around.
Yeah, they'll get there. So we all know what kind of team we're rooting here for. It's all about the vision. It's all about the journey. And I'd like to say that I think I see it, and I think that's what makes it so exciting to be able to pull, for this 7 car each and every week. So I can't wait to see what the second half of the season brings. Like I said, some of these second visits to these tracks where maybe we've got a few notes to go in with. Maybe they don't all turn into wins, but if we can take tracks that we were running 30 at that and go in and find a way to finish in the top 20, then that's a W in my book. But to Josh's point in Daytona, dude, I can't wait. That is going to be a party if he wins. Like, they may climb the catch fence, I guess, if they win the race. Who knows if they'll bring that back? But I'll be climbing it on the other side, promise, because I'm getting down there to have some champagne with those guys. That's going to be awesome if they could pull that off and to be able to see it in person. Holy cow.
So yeah. I'm going to see you two climbing the catch fence on TV and
and then getting arrested
behind bars.
Yeah. Hey, go big or go home, Hey,
I'm not angry about it. Y'all party it up. I wish I could be there with you celebrating.
All right. Well, Sean and Mike, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us, and happy Father's Day to you guys. And I guess it's not really a happy bye week. I mean, I'm not excited that we don't have any racing, but these guys definitely deserve a little bit of a break. So until next time, guys, thank you for hanging out with me.
Appreciate the invite back, guys. Take care, and I hope to see you again soon.
Yes, sir. You got it. Appreciate it. Appreciate all you guys tuning in.
Sean and Mike, thank you so much for hanging out with me on the Shoe Show, and appreciate your friendship as always. It's always cool to hang out with you guys and talk. Before we go, we have a little bit of a video for Corey LaJoie. So if he has time away from his newborn, he can come see what his fans has to say. And without further ado, here is, I guess, what you would call members of the week.
Hey Corey, Bobby Kansas here. Listen, I know that this season seems to be breaking the bank so far, but I'm confident that the second half of the season will be about cashing in those pennies. Go get them, and I'll see you in Daytona.
Hey Corey, Mark here, one of the moderators in the Facebook group on Team Super Shoe. Just want to say, hey, keep your head up. I know you've been having a bad few weeks. That's the past, man. Keep looking forward, keep digging, keep stacking them pennies, and I hope to meet you up in Michigan in August. Hey man, just keep it up, keep your head up, and you'll get this. Don't worry about it, okay? Later.
Hey Corey, it's Andrew, one of your big fans. I just wanted to say good luck the second half of the season. Keep stacking them pennies. You're going to get yourself a win. Good luck, bud.
Hey Corey, Elroy here. Yeah, I asked your dad about that nickname. But just wanted to wish you a happy Father's Day. May you be blessed and enjoy the day with Levi and Jensen, and keep stacking them pennies, kid. One day they're going to be dollars.
Hi, my name is Eve. I'm doing this video for Josh and for Corey's upcoming season, and I'm wishing him the best. I hope you can see everything behind me. This is the card that Corey gave me back in 2019 at the Morrison Museum when he came to sign autographs right before the Coca-Cola 600. And bear with me because I'm videotaping this backwards so the Corey on the shirt actually reads the right way. So it's a little hard. I just want to wish Corey the best in the upcoming second half of the season. I know he'll do great. just need one big, huge win, and you'll be on your way for years. The Spire Motorsports has done a great job. The crew, the team, and of course, Leanne, my favorite person, has also done such a phenomenal PR job. I just hope everything works out well and the car survives the next couple of races. I know it's always difficult for the crews, and it's just so hard because Spire is a small company compared to the other ones. But you know what, Corey, you're racing, you're having a blast. Your kids are going to love seeing you many, many years from now, looking back on your races, and they're going to be like, Dad, you look so young. All right. Well, take care. Everybody enjoy. And Corey, I wish you the best. And hopefully in the next race, I'll be able to come up to you and give you a great big hug. Okay. Bye.
Hey, Corey. I know the season hasn't gone the way you wanted it to, but I want you to know that I'm proud of you. All of us are proud of you. Can't wait to see what the second half of the season brings. Keep stacking those pennies, and good things are going to come. Get after it.
Hey, Corey, I know it's been a couple of rough races here lately, but we're looking forward to the second half of the season and running top 15 for the rest of it. Good luck. We're pulling for you.
Good luck, Corey.
Hey, Corey. Man, last couple of race weekends have been pretty tough for you and your race team. Thankfully, with this off weekend coming up, to quote the late Teddy Christopher, it's time to hit the reset button and clear that hard drive, man. Best of luck to you, kid, the second half of the season. Love you, buddy.
What's up, Corey? It's Morgan, French fan from France. I support you since 5 seasons, and I'm a member of the Team Super Shoe fan page on Facebook since 2 years. These 5 last races was difficult for you. It's a bad time for you, for your team, and for us fans. But we are always back of you. Keep the faith, keep pushing, and see you soon on the podium. I send you many good vibes from France. Take care of you. Bye.
Hey everybody, my name is Courtney and I live in Tampa, Florida. I've actually had the pleasure of meeting some of you guys in Daytona, and including Josh and Mike. And I always thought that I was Corey LaJoie's #1 fan, but I think you guys have placed me in 3rd place, but I think that's okay. Also, thank you, Josh, for getting me to make a video. I know you've asked me time and time again, but I'm always so nervous to do it. But just wanted to tell Corey good luck in the second half of the season. You have so many of us behind you, rooting for you. Every Sunday we get together and we have a race chat. And I was just wondering though, I keep saying like Ross Chastain win and Daniel Suarez, like what are you gonna do when you win? Are you gonna throw like a bunch of shoes? Are you gonna smash a bunch of rolls of pennies? But I can't wait, I know it's coming. Just pray blessings on you, your family, your little ones, your whole crew, everybody involved. And we're all here to support and cheer you on. See you on Sunday. In Tampa, Florida. I've actually had the joy, or should I say LaJoie? This is why I can't make videos.
Hey Corey, just wanted to share a quick word of encouragement. I know you're a man of faith, so James 1:12 says, "Blessed is the man who remains steadfast under trial. For when he has stood the test, he will receive the crown of life, which God has promised to those who love him." Keep it up, man. Things are going to get better. Great things are coming. I promise you.
Hey, Corey, we want to wish you luck for the next half of the 2022 season and keep stacking those pennies.
Corey, I hope you got to see that, and I hope that it influences you to go and kick butt at Nashville coming up. But otherwise, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. I hope that we brought a little bit of NASCAR entertainment to your weekend that has no NASCAR. And until next time, y'all, God bless, stay safe, and thank you so much.